Welcome to the Apex Liberation. We are going to speak today about Flexicus. Safe harbor. They oblige me. They say you have to say that. Because I wrote it down specifically. We are a publicly traded company. Please make your buying decisions only in the product commercially available from Salesforce.com. Basically, today I'm going to speak about a pilot that I've been working on. Please don't make your buying decisions on that. But it's so cool. It's so cool. My name is Carolina Ruiz Medina. And as you notice, as I always say, my accent is really proper UK accent. I am from Spain, but I am UK-based. And I work in Financial Force as a principal developer in product innovation team. I am developer certified, and I am half advanced developer certified because I am waiting for my assignment, you know, that now is so busy, and hey, what can I do? And just recently this year, Force.com MVP. And this is an oblige also, slide. As I say, I work in Financial Force. Our headquarters is here in San Francisco. We have offices in Harrogate, UK, Granada, Spain, Toronto, Canada. We are 350 employees, 40 by blah, blah, blah. We are 400 now. We are 400 now, and we have the office in Australia open already. Okay, let's see. I was going to say that I was going to speak about Flexicus, about this new pilot, about Apex Liberation, because they are removing the handkerchief from us. And I would like to start saying what is asynchronous, how we use asynchronous, why we use asynchronous. We use asynchronous to process maybe large amount of data. We do the call, then something is working background, and then the call come back, and something is succeed or is fail. And here in Salesforce platform, we have several options for asynchronous. We have future methods, we have bad jobs, and we have scheduled jobs that can call bad jobs. And as I say, this is before. And I'm going to try to go a little bit through these three features that we have before and how they are going to improve in the future. I think all of you guys here, you know already the asynchronous option, future, bad jobs, scheduled jobs, right? Okay, then I'm going to try to be fast in that. What did we have before? We have add future. And with add future, we can only return void type. It means that we cannot return anything when we use add future method. That's not nice, but hey, it's what we have. We cannot get the job ID for future jobs. It means that I cannot control it, I cannot see what is it, I don't know what is the status of it. We can monitor the future jobs. That's another thing that I don't like. I like to be under control. And if not, ask to my boyfriend. He understands that. The next thing is future methods must be static methods. Oh my gosh, why? Why you make me that? Another thing is that I don't like either. Parameters must be primitive data types. Okay, it seems like everything is bad. Why? The method does not necessarily execute in the same order it's called. Okay, then I have no job ID, I cannot control where is the status of it, I cannot use another data that is not primitive, but the methods execute when Salesforce has available resources. This is the cool thing here. Then I run my asynchronous future method, and I know that will be executed when Salesforce give me the option and there are resources available. Then let's see what is the methodology of that, the nomenclature. We have here the future class, how we implement it, the static void method, blah, 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 our stream, method call, we love sunny days. Yes, I love it. And this is basically the nomenclature that we had before. What did we have before too? Bad jobs. With bad jobs, what I can do is execute bad jobs. And a really cool thing of bad jobs is that returns an ID. Therefore, I can see where is my batch job, and I can abort it, I can stop it, I can do a lot of things with this ID. I can monitor the batch jobs, things that I couldn't do with future methods. I can do recursive calls from batch jobs. I don't know if many of you use that. I know that it's a little bit dangerous sometimes, but we can do it, and you can reprocess data that maybe have been created meanwhile you were running your last batch job. Another thing is I have the possibility to use iterator, therefore I can process different type of records. I don't have to be restricted to one single type. And another thing is that the interface can be override in order to process this data. Then I have to, and only one bad thing I think, that I can only use 5 active jobs. How many of you got this funny error? No. It's wonderful, huh? And your clients say, why you don't process to me that? And I say, I can't. They don't allow me. But hey, the most important that I like this one is we can order batch jobs. Then what's happened if I have 5? Imagine that I only have 5. And I want to say, I want to take my next one and I want to put it before the one that is going to be executed. I cannot do that. But maybe with this that I'm going to show you, it's going to be possible. Then this is, again, the nomenclature, how I write my batch job, my class, how we use the batch jobs, how we process this large amount of data. This is how it's going to look, the interface that has the query locator. In this case, I only process one type of record. I use my execute, and I have my finish. And OK, this is before. And now, here should sound a song, but doesn't want to. Right? We are in Alcatraz. I wanted to take this because we are going to go out of the jail. I promise. Then here, yes, this was from The Rock. I couldn't resist. It was so nice. And here we have now. Now, what do we have now? What they are going to give us? They are going to give us Flexicus. They are going to take really good things from the add feature, really good things from the batch. And they are going to put it in the middle point, and it's going to be the Flexicus. Then we are going to be able to have Flexicus and another good thing, interface. I want to stop here a little bit. I'm going to go through Flexicus, I'm going to go to Keyable Interface, and I'm going to explain again the differences between them. But I wanted to make sure here that it's a really open new world, because we were before a little bit stuck. We couldn't process all the amount of data. We have good things in the add feature that was like, oh yes, they execute when they have available resources. We cannot see the IDs to control the jobs, like batch jobs. And now we are going to have a mixture of them. Yeah, we are free! Flexicus. More than 5 Apex jobs in Apex jobs tables. 5 Apex jobs processing plus 95 Apex jobs holding. That's a really great one. We have a new UI to monitor and manage the Apex jobs in holding status. And we are going to be able to reorder the holding Apex jobs. That's so great. I'm going to go one by one for each of them. Maybe in the first one, you say more than 5 Apex jobs in the Apex jobs table. Maybe you were thinking that Flexicus was going to be another table. Maybe we were going to manage the jobs having another table or something like that. In fact, I was thinking that. I was thinking, hey, it means that now I'm going to have my jobs in another table that is going to be communicating with a asynchronous batch table or something like that. No, I'm going to have the same table, and what is going to happen is I'm going to run all my jobs there, 5 are going to be executing, and the other 95, hey, if you have 95 batch jobs running at the same time or in queue, you are processing a large amount of data. Then let's see it. You don't have to believe me. I can show you. I'm going to my org. As you can see here, I have my Apex job table. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my jobs. I have already a batch class. Well, I have around 10 batch classes. And here, as you can see, I'm going to run 6 of them at the same time. Then I'm going to take them, right? Going to copy them. I'm going to my developer console. Hope that internet doesn't let me down. I'm going to put it in there. And as you can see, I have, at this moment, 6 of them. Are you expecting an error? I hope it doesn't happen. I'm going to execute it. Yeah, seems like it's there. I'm going to my Apex jobs. Whew, it's there. 6 of them. Okay. We are coming back now. 5 Apex jobs processing and 95 Apex jobs holding. I was working in a project no long time ago where we have to give to the user a responsive UI, and at the same time, we have to process a large amount of data. We have to compromise at some point in how we are going to process the data and how we are going to show this quickly to the user. Then we have to run batch jobs in the background at some point. And the UI was going to be picking up the data that we were going to process in the batch jobs. One thing that we found is that if you have several users trying to process the same data, these 5 jobs that we were able to run was not enough. And we wanted to leave holding the other ones that the other users were going to send to the system. Therefore, we needed to implement a queue ourselves in order to put these jobs in holding status. But now, you guys, you don't have to. And if you have these queues, you are going to be able to pass directly to the Apex jobs. Then I'm going to show you that, believe me, that it's possible to run 95 at the same time. And for that, I have here all of this. Okay, till the end. I'm coming back here. I'm going to refresh that. They are completed. And what I'm going to do now is, I'm coming back to my execute anonymous, Control-A, Control-V. I have 100. I execute them. I'm coming back to my batch jobs. I didn't have any problem, any issue. I refresh, and I have all of them there. All of them. Ready to go. And as you see, only 5 are processing. Okay, I show you that. What is the next thing that I want to show you? Hey, you told me before that you have a new UI to monitor and manage the Apex job. Yes, but you didn't show me. You only show me the Apex jobs table that you have always, that we always see. Hey, I can show you. Coming back here, and as you see, there is a new menu, Apex Flexicus. This is the beauty. You only have to click in here, and it will take you to the jobs that you have in holding status. And they will be run when you have available resources. Then you have your job ID, you have, as you can see here, because it's a pilot, please, I hope that this is not recording so much. I have a little book here that I already say, hey, why the label is called this way? Don't worry, we'll be fine in the moment that is GA. Then, OK, I show you, it's the new UI. Yes, I show you. And I want to reorder the holding batch jobs. Then I'm coming back here. Then I have my Apex Flexicus. As you can see, I'm going to refresh again, because maybe some of them have been processing. I have all of them here. And if I want to reorder them, the only thing that I need to do is click here. And I can put the position 1. Then if you please have a look, because maybe this is, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to determine that the ID finish in H. I'm going to reorder it, and I'm going to put it in the position 3. Here we go. Here it is. Then I can do that with any of them, and I can do that any time that I want. When the batch jobs is processing, you can't. I quite understand that, because if you are already processing the data and you are creating an output register, records or something like that, it should be a little bit dangerous. Imagine that you can reorder the ones that are already processing. Because maybe you have one batch that depends in another one, and if you want to reorder that one to put it first to the one that is already processing, it's going to be dangerous for your data. Then if I come back again to my Apex job table, okay, they are all here, and they have been changed, the order. Okay, then I have my Apex job, my Flexicus. I can reorder. What's happening now? Maybe you are thinking now, OK, you can reorder. You have Apex job, you have Flexicus. What's happened with the scheduled jobs? If you have a scheduled job that called a batch jobs, what is going to happen? Is going to be everything OK? It's going to be the same. I have to modify my code. I have to modify my products in order to use this. You don't need to do anything. Everything is going to work as expected. You don't have to change anything, because everything is going to continue exactly the same. The benefits now is that we can schedule and run jobs that call Apex jobs, having more positions in the queue, because you are not going to have a session. You don't need to implement your own queue. And you are going to have them in holding status. Can I reorder using any Apex method? When I say that, it's because I show you how to reorder by UI, right? I promise I wanted to reorder by code. And at the moment, I can't. At the moment, today. But I've been told that it's in the roadmap. That maybe at the beginning of next year, maybe some point of next year, we are going to be able to reorder also using an API call. When you are going to have your code, you can create your batch framework. You can say, OK, I am running this batch. I am going to check if I have some others batch jobs running before me. And you are going to be able to do it by code and say, I want to put in position 1 to be the next one that is going to enter in the queue to be processed. Right? But at the moment, who has the power? The admin. It's the admin, the year of the admin, you know? It's the admin year. Then can I abort the holding jobs by UI or using system abort? You know that sometimes we have to abort the batch jobs because we really need to run another one, or because maybe it was stuck or was going forever and we need resources, something happened, we need to do it. As a developer, you can do it by code. As an admin, you could do it by UI. But here there is a little bit of difference. At this point, if I go back now, I have it still on holding ones. Oh my God, I ran 95. I don't know when it's going to finish. That's not fair. If I go again, I'm going to go to the Flexicus, and one thing that I notice is that in the Flexicus is to manage and reorder the ones that are on holding. But in the Flexicus, we don't have the power to abort them. You can only reorder at the moment. I've been told, too, that in the future, in the roadmap is to be able to abort them from there. Then if I come back to my Apex job table, that is where they live always, and I click abort, oh my God. Fail it to abort. But it's on holding. Why you don't allow me to abort it? It's not even started. Hey, I say that it's the year of the admin, but we still have power. The admin is not going to be able to abort at the moment. It will change. To abort a batch job that has not started already. However, the developer, or through developer console, is going to be able to abort it only having the job ID and using the code abort. We still are safe. We have job skills, guys. Then coming back, we say that the scheduled jobs are going to continue the same. Can we reorder using any Apex method? Will be in the future. Can abort holding a status by UI? No, we cannot. Can we do it using the abort system abort? Yes, we can. I tried already that? Yes, I tried. Now, taking care with a big power become a big responsibility, because only reorder when necessary. Imagine that you have bad jobs. Yes, I know, this is Sparta. Only reorder when necessary. Imagine that you have different products in your organization, different apps. One is running one bad jobs, one is running another job, and you keep reordering. You keep reordering them. If there is any bad jobs that are dependent of the other, you keep reordering. If there are chaining bad jobs, you keep reordering. What could happen? It could happen that one job is always in holding status, and no one is going to care about it. However, your manager is waiting for the results, and you never are going to give the results, or the UI can never show the expected results on. And what's happening if there are chaining bad jobs? If you keep reordering the ones that are calling, they are not going to be executed. Therefore, the business process is not going to be ever finished. Then we need to take care of that. And when we have the API, we will have to implement some kind of check-in in the time that has been in holding status, or who has launched these bad jobs, or maybe control only the ones that you own and not the other ones that are from other packages on other product applications. Because we have the power, but we need to take care. And now, I don't know how many of you have heard about Keyable Interface? At least one? Yeah. It is so cool. We say that now we can use 95 jobs, therefore we can have a really great power. But we have also Keyable Interface. That is the future of asynchronous. The future of a future. Then we have bad jobs and Flexicus, and we have add future and Keyable interfaces. We have 4 things now in asynchronous. And this is going to be the interface, or the way, not the interface, how we are going to implement the interface now. As you can see, it's a brand new interface that's called Keyable. And it gives us also another one that is Keyable Context. And it's going to have only one method, right, that you call execute. And inside, I did a really clever thing. I'm going to create an account. Wow. Then I only have to take that, create the class, and then I will be able to run it, calling system.enqueueJob. I think it's that way, how you say it. And that's it. And you can do it through developer console, or you can do it in your code. Then, because I don't want to lie to you, I want to show you that it is possible. And this comes with Winter 14, but at the moment, it's running in the sandbox because I just tried my brand new Winter 14, but didn't want to run. It's still in the sandbox. Then I'm going to go to my test.salesforce.com. That it is somewhere here. Yeah. Set up. Yeah. And I have here the class. Okay. I can edit it. Okay, if it wants. It's so simple. So say, I'm going to create at the same time another class because I have a surprise if it wants to work. Come on, edit. Internet. Hi, you know this year Internet and I doesn't want to. We are not good friends. Come on. Well, okay. I'm telling you meanwhile all other things. I was showing you the Keyable interface. Maybe you are asking now, okay, if this is the future of @future, it means that can I get an ID to control this asynchronous method? Yes, you are going to get an ID. Doesn't mean that now I don't need to pass only primitive data? Yes, because you can put inside of the execute whatever you want. What is a cool thing too, that I will show if it's once? A cool thing too is that you can change the Keyable interfaces. Then like you were chaining the bad jobs, you can chain the Keyable interfaces now. And it's going to be so similar. It's like the good of both worlds is coming together. One thing is at the time that you test a Keyable interface, right? It's going to happen that if you have a change to call another Keyable interface, your test is not going to allow that. Then you can implement it, but you are not going to be able to test on that. And take care with that. What is the solution that they propose? Check if it's a running test. Don't do the chaining one. What can we do? Seems like that's the one. Well, okay. That's a really nice one, this one. I cannot believe it. Okay. What can I do? I'm going to run it because I have it safe in the org already. Then instead to modify it and change something, what I'm going to do is run it to show you that really you can get the ID and where it's going to be shown. Because where it's going to be shown, we are going to come back to the common table of everyone, that is the Apex job table. I'm going to the setup. I'm going to open my developer console. And here I'm going to do execute anonymous. Oh, here we go. I have it here from before. Then the only thing that I'm going to do is execute. I'm going to go running, because it's going to be so fast, to the Apex jobs. And here we go. You have it here. And see, it's Keyable. Job type is Keyable. That's so cool. I really like that. And as I say, you can later on, maybe in your code, you can check what is the status of that, how many records have been processed, how the things are going. You have the control too. The test, I have here the test right. What I do is my start test and a stop test, and inside I run the cube job as it is a batch class. And then what I do is check, is it completed or not? And one thing that I was saying here is that the enqueue job that you can chain in Keyable, what you will need to do is one line before the enqueue one, you will need to check if it's a test or if it's real. Because we love unit tests, okay? Then one more thing. Oh. I don't want to forget. We say that we have 5 jobs processing, 95 on holding. What is going to be the limit here? 50. you can have 50 Keyable jobs running, holding, processing. And they are going to run again when they have available resources. Coming back. Okay. We are going to finish early today. That's nice, because didn't want to work the internet. Then asynchronous Apex jobs. Here is what I was doing my query. When I have the job ID, I get my ID. I can do whatever I want with it. I did the demo. And then here I would like to give you some links. Maybe if you go to Josh Kaplan's blog, is where he was speaking about Flexicus. He was giving us detail. And if you want the pilot or you want to know more, you will need to contact Salesforce, and they will activate the feature in your org. It's not ready yet, but for having a look. Then there is the Apex developer guide that they are speaking already about Flexicus, how is it working, the interface, everything. And the Winter 15 release notes, they are starting to speak also about the Keyable interface, the new context, Keyable context interface that the Keyable interface used in order to get the job ID. That, by the way, you can also abort and stop and things like that. And only 9 minutes to go. As I always say, any easy question, please? I love that. No questions. It's easy. Yeah? Great? Oh, I was thinking that I was going to escape.
Thanks for the great talk.
No, thanks to you for coming.
I wanted to bring up, you mentioned before that, well, number one, I'm glad that they've addressed a problem that's been obvious to a lot of us for a long time. Yeah. And some folks have made efforts, like you mentioned, in the past you might have had to write your own job queue.
Yeah.
So those solutions might actually still be useful, for example, if the 100 limit isn't quite enough for your use case. Those tools might still be useful. I know of a couple. There's an open source one on GitHub right now that I just want people to know their options, right? So I might post a link to that on the session chatter. The one that I know of that I mostly wrote, it's not restricted to this 100 limit, but it doesn't have some of the other cool features of this. So I just want people to know what's out there, that sometimes those custom solutions are still better. So.
Oh, that's a really good question and really good point, because in fact, when we implement our queue internally, I don't know if I could speak about that, can I? Thank you, it's my manager. We implemented with a limit of 200. And then I was speaking with Josh Kaplan in one of the calls when I was saying, why you don't give me the API? Don't worry, Carolina, we will provide it. Why are you only giving me 100? Do you need more than 100 bad jobs running? I was like, maybe. We implemented our queue for 200. Josh Kaplan is speaking with him saying, but you really are going to have 100 bad jobs, not other kind of type of jobs trying to execute. Maybe he say, if you really have a use case for that or something that we could take on board, will be really great feedback. And we, in our queue, we don't have only bad jobs. We have several other types. Then we say, OK, we can live at the moment with 100. But the point was, why are you giving me 100 if they are going to run only when you have available resources? Do it limited. I found one thing when I was trying to test the Flexicus is when you were putting more things on the queue to run, the time to run these things, the time of execution was increasing. Then maybe you are still working on that. Maybe this is the reason. I am waiting a little bit. I am waiting for a response of that. I am giving the feedback. Then it will be lovely to catch up with you and be in contact and let you know how is it going. Because yes, I have the same. If it's going to run, when it's available, why you put me a limit? Don't give me a limit. Yeah, thank you.
So I have a question about the reordering.
Yeah.
In the example you showed, you reordered 10 and you put it up to 3. What happened to the one that was in position 3? Did it go down to 4 or did it go to
4.
10? It went down to
It's
4.
always going down one.
Okay.
Always going one. Sorry, really good one, because I didn't explain that. Yeah, you can change the position, and the one that was in the position goes one down. Always one down.
Okay.
It doesn't swap.
Good.
It doesn't swap.
Okay, cool.
Thankfully. That's good.
I'm kind of a Apex noob, but listen to this guy's really extremely cool talk about machine learning, and he was using, he's using
Paul, what did you speak? What did you say?
changed batch queues. I was wondering if the larger queue is going to replace chain batching to some extent, or
Sorry? Paul? Sorry?
The system that you saw wouldn't use Flexicus.
okay.
It dynamically learns as well, dynamically knows whether or not it needs to run another batch job.
Oh, okay. How about the Keyable Interface with that?
Keyable Interface, I don't know if the new governor limit wiggle room.
Oh, the Keyable Interface is going to have exactly the same limits and asynchronous calls and everything.
Will you be able to do the heap change and things like that or not?
I think so.
Okay, so if there's that, it might be useful. But Flexicus stuff, you wouldn't
No.
reorder
Yeah.
or it would
That's it.
Okay.
Hey,
Thanks, Eric.
cool. No? Yeah? No. Great. I was not sure. Then thank you very much for coming. I know that was so early. Really appreciate it. Thank you.